everyone. Welcome to the April team meeting. And to kick us off, we'll go over our mission statement, which is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. And a quick note, remember not to call people that you're not supposed to. Moving on really quick, we are giving Tony Henderson from ADT a quick moment. He was so kind enough to bring us lunch for after the meeting. So Tony, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I'll be out of here in just 2 or 3 minutes.
You've got it.
Okay, hi, my name is Tony Henderson with Affordable Home Security Authorized ADT dealer. I'm sure someone here has been contacted, emailed, called, texted, harassed, when you close on a home. They're all from out of state. Every one of those ADT people are from out of state. We're the only local ADT dealer in the state of Ohio. It's family owned, been in the family for 25 years, located right in Twinsville. So what we do is, and several people here are familiar with me. What we do is we give a gift certificate for $2,500. 50% of people get some sort of security within the first couple of months of their home, not necessarily ADT, but some sort. If they're interested in security, let them know that I'll leave some cards. It's easy to order local. They'll give you any security system from a basic all the way up to a smart home system for $0 out-of-pocket cost. And I give the realtor $300. Your new home buyer never has to call on the 800 number. They call us locally. They become our customers for life. And if they move, we give them a free system in their new house. So these out-of-state dealers that we just started doing about going on 4 years, and I go in the family and I want to retirement and do this, and the realtors absolutely hate ADT, and I don't wait. I didn't know that any harass you people that as soon as you close on a home, but they're all from out of state. They don't care about you. They don't care about your new home buyer. All they want to do is install a system, and after that, they're stuck with an 800 number. So I mean, that's basically it. I have, that's short and sweet. We also do a couple other things. If they were to call 1-800-ADT, we're $8 to $10 a month cheaper because ADT gives us a barometer. There's 204 of us in the United States. What we can charge the new home buyer. And we always charge on the last month. 4 months ago, I had a realtor call me. They had a big house. It was over $2 million. The ridiculous house, 9,000 square feet. And she said they were interested in security. So I talked to the lady there, and she says, I want security. So she got the best system. And then she decided she wanted to add more cameras and more stuff, which we did for her. So I had to deliver parts that day, the next day, and some more cameras just by chance. And she wants to thank me like 4 times. And it was amazing. Just spent $2.5 million in the house, and she was glad to get $2,000 worth of free equipment. So she said, how do you make any money if you give all this stuff away? I said, referral. She was leaving some of your cards. Since then, I've gotten 5 referrals from her. And guess what? I gave that referral. I gave that realtor those extra 5 times $300. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would have known about her without the realtor. She 3 of it to her family, 1 with her golf buddy, and somebody else. So I mean, that's it. I'm going to leave. I brought a hat. Want to pass around, throw your card in there, and I'll take the card tomorrow. Yeah, you can do it real quick. And
if you don't have a card on you like me, in the days of like the QR code now, I never have a card. So if you don't have a card, write your name or email and phone number down. And
yeah, and here's if you want to pull it out of the hat, here's a gift card.
Okay.
If anybody has a closing coming up soon, believe me, it's a great gift. And I always let your new home buyer know that this is a gift from the realtor, not from us, it's from your realtor.
Yes.
Yes.
100%. And I would just like to add, rather than being one of those out of town people or Columbus or Montana or whoever calls, he's right here locally and he solved the problem. And rather than harassing you, he just pops in and brings you lunch. So thank you, Tony.
I'm sure with Keisha, I think we did. I think we had about. Oh no, we had
last year?
Yeah, I think we had 9 referrals.
9 to 10.
9 to 10
Yeah.
referrals, and they were all 100% happy. So, thank you.
Oh, Tony, before you go, we'll just draw this now
Okay.
and give you the card.
I have both.
I don't call them. I text them and then I send them an email. If they're interested, I say, you know, you didn't know.
Yeah.
I just correct.
We thank you. That's what you do. It's provide value, provide value. And we thank you for that. Ricky, do we have all the?
Almost.
Almost.
I just guys, with the stand involved, and, Michael, have one, which,
Yeah.
And she said, oh, yes.
No, I just wanted to mention that,
Tony is doing.
he did simple, like, we learned from Keisha, and I just did this the other day.
Yes.
Last week.
Thank you, Michaeline. Yes.
Well, I learned from Keisha, because I'm like, I'm just gonna do this, and so I said to my client, hey, you want to do the system? And they're like, yeah, they're like, now 25. Yeah. Wonderful.
And I know, she knows.
Like, it just works, like, I wish Lead Gen was that easy.
Yes.
I actually, I don't even call the first time. I send them a text, introduce myself, say I got your number from the realtor. If you have an interest in security, I send them an email with a description of what we do for them. And then they, I leave it up to them if they want to call me, if they can give me a call, I do. So,
Okay, bonus points for having a business card. Oh, it's Mo. Hey, awesome. Good job. Here it is. You want to pull back to Mo? Thank you, Mo. All right.
All right. No problem, thank you.
Oh, yes.
Like somebody has.
You're welcome to
Here.
play or hang out.
The gift card. I mean.
There we go. Thank you.
Oh.
All right. We thank you, Tony. Thank you for lunch. And now we will give the floor to Mr. David Goldberg.
Yay. All right, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Couple things, market update, rates are going up. As of yesterday, Mortgage News Daily had 7.5 as the average national rate, 30-year fixed. Was probably gonna go higher. Inflation's just not coming down, so, Powell spoke yesterday and kind of indicated that they may even actually raise Fed fund rate again, instead of cutting it. So the expected 6 to 8 cuts we were gonna have are probably are obviously not happening. It's probably, unlikely that we'll see more than 1 or 2 this year. So the plan for higher rates. The problem with higher rates from your buyer side is the cost of that rate. It's very difficult right now to get a par rate without any cost. So most scenarios have a cost of discount points, so you have to figure that into the buyer's cost. If they're struggling to come up with 3%, 3.5%, they don't have closing costs, you gotta get a seller credit, because they're not gonna have the money to close. It's getting very difficult for those buyers on the fringe right now. And I apologize, my allergies are going crazy here, so my voice is about to go.
Me too.
But the good news on that side is Fannie and Freddie on Monday announced that there's no changes to their policies. So as long as the seller or the seller's agent is paying the buyer's agent commission, that won't be included in closing cost concessions. So you can still use the full 3%, 6% or 9%, on a conventional loan, depending on the scenario, to use for buyer's costs. So definitely be aware of that when you're working with buyers, and even on the listing side. You gotta plan your pricing into that you're gonna have to account for some credits, because unless you're selling at a higher end price point where they're not gonna need help. If you're a first time buyer right now, it's gonna be tough.
Yes.
So that's what I got.
Very good. Thank you, David. And up next, Miss Renee Kozak. How do you know?
You attacked everybody today.
Hey, just a quick minute to talk to you guys about identity theft coverage. Don't forget, it is included in the America's Preferred Home Warranty 650 Gold Plan now. That's $1 million of identity and title theft protection available for you guys, okay? If it's not something that you have thought about offering your customers, an easy way to talk to them about it is 1 in 4 adult Americans are going to have some sort of online or credit card fraud this year alone. So don't think about being transactional, think about being the real estate agent that's helping them with everything. And this is something brand new and exciting to talk about. I'm happy to talk to you guys about it more. We have some buyer benefit sheets that are going to be coming out that are branded with AIG. So it's just a really important touch point to be talking to customers about it. There are new brochures in your office, so make sure that you have the new brochures in your personal loop. I don't have access to your personal loops, so if you don't see the gold plan with a little heart next to it, you don't have the most up-to-date brochure in your loop. So let me know if you need it emailed to you, and I will take care of that. Any questions? No, go away. Okay.
Appreciate it. And up next, we have our core values, one of my favorite parts of the meeting. So, first off, I would like to thank you guys again for the nominations pouring in. This is wonderful. As a reminder, our core values are grit, build a positive team and family spirit, be transparent, 360 team player, and create fun and a little weirdness. So we first have Tanya Carpenter nominated by Brent Smith, and she is nominated for grit. Tanya is a newer agent, works a full-time job outside of real estate, and she still grinds every day. She hosts open houses for other agents, attends all the trainings she can, recently got her first 2 homes under contract, and just overall displays grit and determination that's infectious to those around her. Thank you, Tanya Carpenter. Then we have Leslie Moten, also nominated by Brent Smith for 360 team player. Leslie is constantly available to help agents on our team with any questions or situations they may have or run into. She's promoting and encouraging everyone on the team and shares anything she's done or seen that leads to success. She is a true team player. We also have Rick Tannenbaum nominated by Danielle McCandless, 360 team player and more. He is always available to help guide me through difficult transactions and help with crazy clients. And I'm extremely thankful to have him as a broker. So many people.
That one was.
We have Ms. Carly Sablotny nominated by Levi Garrett. Carly represents all KW values and represents each of them to the highest degree possible. Very nice. Grit with her years of experience and achievements, her funny side through social media, and her team that she has built and managed with other values of transparency, team focused, and a positive team and family spirit. Carly is the LeBron of real estate, and I could think of endless examples of why she deserves the award this month, and not just this month, but every month. An example I can give that occurred today during our team meeting. Carly asked everyone what they would like to have in their job they don't already have and listened to everyone. And then she said she would be looking into these options as well, talking to us about other benefits previously, and it's just always trying to provide value for the team. Give Carly a round of applause. And then we have Tanisha Seals, nominated by Tara Samoji. I am nominating Tanisha for grit, team spirit, and fun. Grit, she is determined to find her highest path. She's an amazing communicator with clients and with other agents. Her communications are insightful, inquisitive, pertinent, and intelligent. She has a sense of pride and responsibility that I see as the paramount of what a successful agent will need to embody. She's reliable, honest, and professional. She's also super helpful and super fun to be around. She's helped me in so many ways, and I enjoy our time together thoroughly. I'm happy to know her and happy to call her a friend and partner in real estate. Love me some Tanisha. Anyone else in this room that there's anyone they wanted to call out that they didn't get over in an email? Okay, without further ado, drum roll, please. Our agent spotlight is Miss Tanisha Siegel. Come on in. Nothing like getting the whole team meeting to look at you. Okay, thank you very much. We've got some celebrations and welcomes to our newest agents, Alexander Von Gordon. Oh my gosh, hi May.
I may.
Okay, we were just talking to him this morning. And Sue Stasek, who has joined Amanda Pullman team, Sharon Morris, Davita Connor, and Sabrina Future.
One more.
Oh, and one more, Felicia Woodbury. Give them all a warm welcome. We also have congratulations to our March cappers, Miss Irene Molnar, Anna Strugatsky, and Mary Randolph. All right, and we have March top producers, Dennis and Kathleen Bergansky, Melinda Chamberlain, Felice Colon, Mary Jo Richatelli Clark, Andre Godes, Brian Jackson, Leah Jones, Stacy Jones, Mary Jo Kormashoff, Diana and Mike Magno, Laura Murata, Danielle McCandless, Irene Molnar, Leslie Moten, Michaeline and Bob Paul, Kim Pelskazi, Amanda Pullman, Mike Roberts, Carly Sablotny, Tanisha Seals, Ryan Shirley, Tara Samoji, Anna Strugatsky, Rick Tannenbaum, Journey Tool, CJ Trevisano, Keisha Wagner, Crystal Washington, Helen Clark Werb, and Mo Bladarsic. There is no nothing you can do like that. All right, so we wanted to take a quick minute today to review a little bit of a buyer script around the NAR settlement, as well as I just came from the Glover U lead up, and something they kept talking about that I thought was so important and pertinent to go over was, please, if you do not have this stance, take this stance that these changes are good for the industry. Why that's so important is it's the same thing as realtors making fun of a Zillow's estimate or something. The consumers are using it. So when we are taking a stance that this isn't good, most of our clients and most consumers believe that this is a good thing. So if we're telling them that it's not, it's absolutely going to create confusion. So just know, like before we get started in this buyer script, this is, take the stance, this is good for our industry, no matter what you think about it. We don't want to insult our clients if they think differently. So just please take the stance that this is good and it will be helping our industry, no matter what you feel. So I'd like to invite Mike Roberts up here. We're going to do a little bit of a role play that I'm sure afterwards our broker Rick Tannenbaum might tell me, Jill, you said that wrong. But this is, Jose was actually kind enough to share some of the agents on his team got together, the buyer's agents, like, hey, what are we going to go over? What I want you guys to know is things are changing daily. So yes, this is what we're saying right now, but this will continue to be a topic of conversation as more changes happen and as we need to change our perspective and value, if that makes sense. Y'all ready?
Can I say too,
Yes.
that resonated with me because I had to get out of all the real estate like mastermind Facebook groups because everybody's like just incredibly negative. It was like, I think way too many people are just going to like a negative place about it. And it's like, why aren't you taking that time to like focusing like positively on your business? I don't know.
Yes.
I just got tired of getting these updates every day. It was like, NAR, this and that, blah, 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 you know, so.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know, with that, I appreciate you saying it because also keep in mind when we're posting things on social media, you are here to educate, entertain your prospective clients. I mean, really anybody, but you're not here to entertain other realtors. You know, you can connect at the water cooler with them, if whatever you want to say about it. Social media, not really necessarily the
For
place.
sure.
So Mike, thanks so much for meeting with me today. So I have 3 things that I want to make you aware of. Number 1 is going to be what my goals are for you as a buyer. Number 2, reasons for you to hire me as your agent. And number 3, the commission I charge for my services.
Okay, sounds
Okay.
good.
Perfect. So we'll get started. First off would be the goals I have for you. Number 1 is to find you the best place possible. You know, after this conversation, we're going to go through the needs that you are looking for in a home. So I will take those into consideration, and we want to find the best place for you. Number 2 is to get it at the best price possible for you, because we want to keep as much money in your pocket as we can.
Mhm.
And number 3 is to do that in a time frame that works for you.
Great,
Make sense?
definitely.
Perfect. So in addition to that, I wanted to go over the reasons for you to hire me as your agent. Number 1 is going to be my proactive approach to finding listings both on and off the market. So something special is, you know, we have here, I work with 150 other agents, and sometimes we'll have communication around a listing that's coming up, etc. I have a Facebook group I can go to talk about buyer needs. So I will be proactive, obviously, that are for things that are on the market, but off market as well.
That's awesome.
My ability to negotiate the best terms for you. Because what happens is, you know, people look at the real estate industry as, okay, I just need to get in here and see this house. It's not just opening the door, Mike. It is negotiating the best terms possible for you based on what we talk about today. You know, I would typically tell people that 20% of finding a home is actually looking for the home. 80% happens once we get under contract.
Okay.
And then number 3 is my track record of success. I can tell you, I've never had a homeless client. You know, we will find you the right place and the right time.
Nervous about that
Yeah,
in this market.
it is. There are always options. The last thing I wanted to go over, and I'm sure you've seen in the headlines, is commission. You know, it could be changing. The commission that I charge is 3% for my services. What I talked about earlier, that is 3%. And there are 3 options of how this is going to get paid. Number 1, and hopefully I would say this is going to be the most common, is the seller will be paying the commission still. No different. Commission was always negotiable, still is, and it will be paid by the seller. The second option would be the seller covers part of the commission. The third option is we have a seller that says, I am not paying any commission at all. You know, I will present this buyer agency agreement and we will agree upon a commission. So if in a worst case scenario, there is a seller that says, I'm not paying it, we are having the conversation now that 3% is what I charge.
Okay, but am I locked in to have to pay you?
So per this agreement, yes, you are saying it is 3%. Now, Mike, I appreciate you asking that. We will know ahead of time before we see a property. The first thing I'm going to do is make a phone call to the seller to see if they are covering part of that 3%, the full 3%, or what they're willing to do. Because what's important to know that is every house we see, we need to know what your buying power is. And there are ways we can structure the deal to make it a win-win. And if they're not willing to do that, then I'm going to restructure a deal a little differently.
Okay.
My goal is to provide the utmost value of service for you with the least amount of out of pocket for you.
Great.
Part of what I want to review with you though is I like to set clear expectations. And in this market, I would rather tell you to plan for the worst, hope for the best. So I don't want to tell you another agent might come in and say, hey, don't worry about it. Seller's going to cover the commission. They're not going to get as many buyers in as they don't. That's what we're going to see. Mike, I'm hopeful that that is what we see, but I also want you to understand as a buyer, it could look differently right now.
Okay, I've been hearing a little bit about some agents that just do a flat fee as opposed to a percentage. Is that something?
Sure. I appreciate you asking that. So we do see this. I absolutely, I'm not surprised you asked that, but can I explain to you that trying to save 1 to 2% upfront might end up costing you 3 to 5% in the long run. Could I explain that a
Sure,
little?
please.
So if an agent's value proposition is their inability to negotiate effectively, consider how that might impact negotiations for your best interest. So if an agent is super quick to say, sure, I'm gonna do this at a $2,500 flat fee, negotiating their money away, think about how quickly they're probably going to negotiate your money away. And Mike, it's really no different than, I don't know, have you ever sold a home for sale by owner?
No,
Okay,
wait, me personally or the?
yes,
like-
or.
Oh. Me personally, yes, yes. The role playing on. It's fire now.
Okay. So one thing I'd like to explain to you, even an experience I had a few years ago is I had a buyer purchasing a property that was for sale by owner. He actually had it with a discount broker, but nonetheless, he was his own negotiator. And Mike, what happened is after the inspection, quite frankly, my buyer was pretty much fine to move forward with how it was.
Sure.
We ended up negotiating $5,000 worth of repairs, and he just said, sure, because that's what he thought he was supposed to do. I do feel that we are going to see this same thing happening. So if you have, find somebody who is willing to do a commission and a flat fee, it's probably the service you're going to get for that as well. So, you know, when I shared the value I'm going to do and everything I'll do to go to bat for you, I do feel there's more value for that. And even in the negotiations, you are going to see how you can end up saving yourself by actually having proper representation.
Yeah, that all makes sense. Can I ask you though, since we're talking about saving money, wouldn't it make more sense for me to just go directly to the list agents? Wouldn't I save more money that way?
So another great question. What I hear you saying is though, that you want the agent who the sellers have hired to protect their best interests and get them the best price, representing you as well. So, and I don't mean to be devil's advocate here,
Sure.
but that is something I want to bring to your attention. They have been hired by the sellers to protect their best interests and negotiate the best price for them. And 9 times out of 10, Mike, where you think you might be saving by doing that, they've already negotiated this full commission price to somebody, you know, and so rather than saving money by doing that, that agent is just going to get both sides,
Interesting.
if that makes sense. And they are hired by the sellers. So they don't have your best interest in mind. And a funny analogy I like to use for this is if you were going to court with somebody, would you use their attorney as well?
I like that, yeah.
So, you know,
Makes
that's something to think about. I do have this agreement here for you. What I want you to understand is we haven't seen any homes together yet. And Mike, I will tell you, if I'm not providing value to you, this is worth the weight it's written on. I mean, we can rip this up. What I've been doing personally in my business now is there is a non-exclusive buyer agreement and an exclusive buyer agreement. Since we just met, I'm fine to prove my value to you. And this here is a buyer agreement and it covers the commission we spoke about, but it is non-exclusive. So if you need somebody else who can blow me out of the water and you feel more comfortable with, then I welcome you to do so. I do want to let you know, once we see a few houses and I have proven my worth to you, we will have the conversation again, and I would love to present an exclusive buyer agency agreement.
That seems fair.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, sign here.
Yeah.
You mind him around the block? So any questions? Have you guys been having these conversations yet with your buyers? Amanda, yes. And anything different that we didn't go over that might be working?
Really, we say we both like that lawyer analogy.
That lawyer.
It is. It's something that they can relate to as well. And, you know, again, I know I talked about lead up to start with this, but, I do think you just want to put things into perspective for people. And,
I always feel like I have to explain don't go to the seller's agent, but as soon as you say it's like how you're in the same, it just, there's no more discussion.
sure,
It's just plain and simple.
yes,
I love it.
Amanda.
Sorry. Yeah, I think that was great. That's a great script to have. And I think the other great script to have is when they are not willing to sign your exclusive. I liked how you kind of said, well, there's a non-exclusive, but currently we kind of don't have that version. So,
Sure.
so let's pretend we still don't have that version. Laura did one where she showed the client quickly a house, then had the buyer intake the next day because they wanted to see that house. Sat down with the dad and the dad said, I'm not signing any contracts. And started with the consumer guide and she explained, well, that's not a contract, you know, we stayed silent, got to the buyer agent and he goes, I told you, he's not gonna sign any contract. And then he goes, in my opinion, it's much better for my son to work with multiple agents. Because then you're gonna have 3 or 4 or 5 of them working really hard to find him the right house. And Laura went, wow, I'm curious. So it's kind of like dating multiple people, right? So that's what you're comfortable with, like you're in a relationship, but you got 3, 4, or 5 other people that you're dating at the same time. And he went bright red, shut up. And his son goes, Dad, you're really old school. I'm signing with women. Think about like the things that would have stumped us. We just got to have these great scripts that almost embarrass or make people laugh.
Yes, 100%. And I think what I love about that example is using things they can relate to outside of real estate and how that translates to this to make it make sense. I love that. Anybody else? Sandy?
Question, I watched the NAR, podcast with, the attorney.
Mhm. Oh, yes.
Anyway, are we, you can tell me, I would like to start asking for a retainer. Are we gonna start doing that at some point? How do you feel about that?
I'll refer to Rick on that one.
It's been discussed.
It's been discussed, I'm still trying to wrap my head around how we do that with that a commission and how we pay that out, and so I'm not gonna answer that now, but it's not off the table.
Because what Cindy Lambert, who is talking about, it, she said that, you know, maybe it's a $250 retainer once you sign the exclusive by your agency, the $250 then goes where, I don't know, title company, and then that's towards the final commission.
Credited.
You know, but I'm feeling more and more comfortable doing that.
It's something that I've talked to Cindy about, and I don't have an answer for you yet, because we have to figure out how, what we call it, commission, or, and who it gets paid to and when it gets paid, so.
And I think that's one of those things in the beginning where I said, hey, take this for what it is in this moment right now. It could be changing. In 2 months, we could be having another conversation around that, without a doubt. Were you gonna say something?
I
David?
was, yeah. Legally, I don't know the standpoint from Ohio versus Florida, because obviously different, but in Florida, they are doing retainers. And it's being paid to the market center, to brokerage, and then
How much is the retainer?
whatever you want.
Okay.
That's negotiable, so it's a pain in the ass deal, you know, you can charge as much.
So
as
then
you want.
it's a non-refundable retainer.
You can do that too,
Okay.
yeah.
Janice?
So I was at a meeting yesterday in Columbus with the CR and, we had conversations with some of the, leaders at Ohio Realtor. And they were talking about the retainers, and there's brokerages now, in the state of Ohio, that do charge a retainer. And they're charging like $1,500, like, and it's paid to the market, to the office, and it's kept there. I know we don't keep money here, because we did that a while ago, so I don't know what, you know, legally, here, I'm gonna do, but that is what they're doing.
So then if they don't purchase a home, what happens at $1,500?
I didn't ask that question. I was just, maybe.
That's the whole point of it. You're actually using it because you're running me around.
Absolutely right.
It should be.
That should be.
I'm sorry, why? What's the point of a retainer? Why is the NAR settlement any different than now?
This one has,
So that's nothing to do with that.
it has nothing to do with the NAR, so.
Just an idea that Sandy said. I think somebody used to do that.
Yeah.
So it's like we're almost going backwards,
Yeah.
but it might be an idea. We just don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's not to do with that.
So, well, you know, the conversation will continue. We'll probably keep delivering little snippets like this, just so you guys are confident and comfortable. And I would say if you find a script, I'm happy to share that one that you're comfortable with. Write it out every day. Call somebody and read it to them, just so you are confident when you end up talking to somebody. And we'll move on from that. So I would like to invite Crystal up. I don't know if you guys remember last meeting, we started, I just have to brag on the diversity. Really, all of the ALC in general this year, I'm so proud of what's happening, what we're doing. Every committee is really like, how can I get involved in the brokerage? What can we do? And Crystal had came to me, it was probably, was it around like Martin Luther King Day or something? And she said, you know, yes, Martin Luther King is amazing and a hero, and it's great that he's celebrated. But also, we have so many heroes in this market center that we are not talking about. So she said, do I have your permission to every month at the meeting, introduce one of our heroes among us? And I think it's so special. Last time we had David Tope. This month, as you can see behind me, we have the amazing Amanda Pullman. So Crystal, I will give you the floor and let you share.
Okay, so I had the opportunity to interview Amanda yesterday. Just want to go over some things that you may or may not know about Amanda that makes her so amazing. Amanda was born in the United Kingdom. She moved to the States when she was 19. She originally came here to be an au pair.
Okay.
Oh, that's it, okay. And intended to return home. She's been here ever since. Amanda's first stop was Philadelphia, then North Carolina, Seattle, Washington, Daytona Beach, and upstate New York. Amanda refers to this time as a taste of America. In 2001, Amanda settled in Ohio. At this time, Amanda had 4 boys, ages 7, 9, 11, and 8 months. She was a stay-at-home mom. However, she worked from home, mainly in sales. She had a particular passion for multi-level marketing. Amanda found herself transitioning at a transition in life and wondered what could she do to produce great pay. One of her good friends, who was a realtor herself, said, "You're really good at introducing me to people. Why don't you do real estate yourself?" And then the realtor Amanda was born. Starting with another brokerage in 2005, we're not going to say what brokerage. Amanda initially focused on working with renters, assisting other agents with open house. She diligently built her business, often handling what others deemed as less desirable opportunities. She sat at the front desk answering calls, hoping she'd get a lucky call from a buyer or seller. These were humble beginnings for Amanda. However, her dedication paid off when she secured her first listing, a $1.2 million property.
Well, my first was 100,000. That's my second.
Okay.
Not big, but.
Okay. Amanda excelled as a top buyer's agent, eventually selling 10 million in her volume in 2011. Soon after, she jumped ship and became a KW agent. Amanda loved that she did 10 million in volume, but she was more concerned about the money she made. She was told if you sell 10 million at KW, you will make 236,000. Her first year, she sold 10 million, and her GCI was 239.
They were wrong. I made $2,000 more.
39.
No. He was like, you'll make 236, you're leaving this much money, and I did 10 mil, and it's 239.
Yes, okay.
I was like, wow.
It changed her life. Seeking further growth, Amanda embraced mentorship advice. Some of the advice was, make sure you teach, make sure you go to family reunion and mega camp, and grow your downline. Her downline is at almost 100 people. She was also told the ultimate thing to do was to own a market center.
Look where I am. I did it, yeah, I did it.
Yeah. Amanda eventually started a team. She vowed to her team that she would be out networking and meeting new people. She built relationships and began to find opportunities for her team and herself. Amanda eventually bought into multiple KW centers. It changed her life again. Amanda had a team. She was a Market Center honor and partnered with Place in 2020. Amanda's team ranked 42 out of approximately 500 agents with 38 million in volume. The next year, she hit 60 million in volume. The following year, she hit 90 million. Amanda loves to teach. She is a KWU certified, right?
Yep, it's so
Okay.
good.
She is also very passionate about the real estate industry. Amanda also sits on the board of ACAR, serving as the 2024 ACAR Board of Directors. She serves as the committee liaison for the Professional Development Committee. She also serves as one of the members for grievance for the past 3 years. Amanda says her success is due to her fantastic team who supports one another and understands they are stronger together. She could not have done this without them. Last year, her team helped 240 clients, had 89 listings, and sold 74.4 million in volume. This year, their goal is to help 300 clients with their real estate needs. Amanda is a true hero among us.
Yes, she is. So I love that you were doing those, and I love everything you wrote. Amanda is such a servant's leader and teacher. You are. She has got the most brilliant mind of anyone I know, and we are very grateful to be in business with you. Thank you so much. Okay, so Denise, quick word from our services.
I'm dressed like I'm about to run track, but I am going to a track meet today. Hopefully, so y'all pray the tornado in the rain, stay away, because my son has a track meet today. So we're at the 1 year mark. So Gina wanted me to read some stats from PC. So we're right at the 1 year was March. So long speech. We have combined held 171 recruiting appointments. That was a lot. Attended 12 career nights, held 12 Zoom career nights. We have added, our goal for the year for 2023 was to have 25 PC agents in the program. We had 24, which is one off. We have over 300 plus students who are students right now in a SMART plan to get them to come to one of the KW offices. We have 24 new agents waiting to test. We brought in last year, $18,603.40 in company dollars. Over 75 one-on-ones with PC agents. Classes that were held were vision boards, 2 multi-offer workshops, 4 writing offer workshops, 24 scripting classes, 48 nature weeks, 3 working with sellers workshops, 2 time blocking classes, 4 nursery database classes, 3 contract to close classes, 2 contract negotiation classes, 2 bulletproofing your transactions, 2 steps of working with sellers, 2 steps of working with buyers, 4 lead gen idea classes, 3 hosting successful open house trainings, 8 tech topic classes, 2 dress for success, 3 marketing material creation workshops, 4 ignite topics, 6 social media related topics, 2 FISBO or expired listing classes, 1 orphan leads class, 2 branding classes, 2 lead generation classes, 1 client event class, a Christmas card writing workshop. That's it.
That's a lot, yeah.
Over the course of a year. And so we're just excited to keep growing. We've added some new people to a PC this week. And I think that's it.
Thank you so very much, Denise. It's been a great year and we are grateful for you. Lynn, do we have a tech update? We do. Woo-hoo.
It's all right.
If you were bad, I
No,
would
it's
put
good.
you first.
Okay, guys, can you go to the next one? If you can't read this, it doesn't matter. This is the only thing that's really important. This will give you a it's a PowerPoint. Everything new that came out in Q1. If you were curious to know what Command's doing and how they're fitting it and where your tech fees go, this is all the things they've added for Q1. They have new team websites, new home evaluations. You can put your vendors on there. If you speak a different language, you have the ability to change languages on stuff now. They launched a new consumer app last week. The Command app itself, that keeps updating. So if you haven't logged in a while, or like, oh, Command's still garbage, you might want to check it out and use the parts and pieces that work for you. The whole thing may not work for you, but there's always the opportunity to gather leads at a better price. So that's in there, and they launched TikTok. So if you're a TikToker, you can gather ads through TikTok. And this is interesting because you can do it without a TikTok account. through TikTok. So there's some really cool stuff that's in there. Use it, don't use it, it's available to you.
Thank you, Lynn.
And I'm gonna give 10 seconds of first, because we do kind of have a tech update in terms of, we're gonna start the opportunity list this week. So if, for those of you who don't know, anytime there's a phone call that comes into the office, Brian answers it and either transfers them to whoever the, property belongs to, or transfers them to anybody in the office in that area if they're looking for it. So what this opportunity list will do is it can be for anybody. It benefits new agents a little more. You'll have a set date that you're gonna have. You can sign up for it and you'll be the on-call person for that day. So if we do get any phone calls, doesn't happen every single day, but it does happen, I don't know, what would you say, a couple times a month?
Couple times a month, yeah.
If you're on call that day, you're expected to obviously answer the call if we call you, and then we'll transfer that to you, that person that day. I think you guys used to do this in the past. We're just kind of bringing it back. Brian will send out the details with, the rules. There are a couple of rules that you have to follow for being a part of it, and then I think you're allowed to sign up. We're gonna start with 2 days. You can sign up for 2 days, and then if we see that we need more or less, depending on, how many of you guys there are that are interested, we'll adjust for that. So keep an eye
And
on it.
it's still, you're listing your leads. So
Yeah.
if somebody calls in on your listing, that will still be referred to you.
Yeah, this is just somebody that's not
Random
looking,
calls.
just looking to rent somewhere in Wadsworth, or,
Yes.
gives me a city or gives us a general area. We'll transfer it to the person that's on that list that day.
Yes. Thank you, Ricky.
No problem.
And Mr. Rick Tannenbaum.
I have one thing to talk about, but I'm gonna change it last second. Because, we were talking about buyer agency agreements, so I figured I'd just piggyback on that. We talked about buyer agencies, we should all be getting to using them. Somebody made a comment that we only have an exclusive, not a non-exclusive. If you wanted a non-exclusive, we could use the one that we have as a non-exclusive. There's a couple ways you can do that. You can make it property, I've done it where, I've made it property specific, so it's only for 123 Main Street, and if you buy 345 Main Street, then you don't have to use me. So that's one way you can do it. You can also do it by the date. There's a date that says this is the exclusive from today till 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 3 years from now, whatever you guys put. You can also put it from today till tomorrow. So I'm showing you houses only today. Let me prove my worth to you today, and you can just have it for a 24-hour period or a 48-hour, however you want to do it. But that's 2 ways that you can use our current agreement to be sort of a still exclusive, but a sort of non-exclusive way. So if your clients aren't ready to sign for 6 months with you. Yeah.
When you say current, are we using the Ohio one that you sent us?
Yeah.
Okay.
So our buyer agency agreement that we use here at Keller Williams Living is the state of Ohio's buyer agency agreement. So that's what we're currently using. And I don't believe it's compliant with the NAR settlement. So we've also been talking with Cindy Lammer about rewriting that, and all of our purchase agreement needs to be updated to be compliant with our listing agreement, our buyer agency agreements. All of that's being reviewed right now. So I hope to have before July, when it needs to be done, we'll hopefully have it before then. We're working.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
All right. Video on essential leverage. so I believe we are lucky enough to have Sophia on the call. Is that correct?
Yes, how are you doing?
Hi, Sophia. We're great. How are you doing? Let's see if we can turn up the TV just so everyone can hear you.
Okay.
Can you all hear Sophia? Probably.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay,
right.
good. Well, Essential Leverage is rolling out a lot of new products for people, making things easier for your business. I know a lot of people get busy and they're like, oh, I'm marketing my property and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. But the thing that they're not doing is being active on social media with branding their business and showcasing it. I can tell you right now that most of my business comes from social media, but that's because I do all of this for myself. I feel like it's important to be seen. A lot of people don't feel that way, and then they realize, well, I paid for this lead service and I'm not getting leads off of it, but it's because it's not you. And I feel that that's very important. So, branding your business, leaving cards, leaving flyers, sending out newsletters, postcards, things like that, your face is going to be seen and it's going to be you, not just something general, is very important for your business. We now offer monthly packages for people who just want us to handle everything. And we also offer a la carte services now as well. So if somebody just needs business cards made or they want a postcard made, we can do that. And we offer printing as well for certain services. So that's definitely something to look into to help your business. And if anybody needs anything, I'm here.
Thank you, Sophia. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
And do not forget, we have Red Day. There is a QR code, scan to register. Last year, we had such a great group here and such a great cause that we are all working together towards. Culture, did you guys want to add or say anything for Red Day that's important to know?
My end of Red Day is pretty easy. Keisha and I work on the food, so we start early in the morning with donuts and coffee. And, of course, this year, again, we are asking everybody to please bring a potluck item. That's why we have that great, thank you, Brian, scan to register, so that we know if there's other things that we might have to buy and make sure everybody gets fed. Just because it's gonna be a busy day, a fun busy day, because as you know, we've increased our beds from 10 to 20. And Denise is gonna share a little bit about those beds.
So we are building beds again this year with Sleeping Heavenly Peace. And the bill will start at 8:30 on May the 9th, and we'll bill from 8:30 to 2. So we need to change, yeah, we'll be done by 2. So we're gonna build, we're gonna do all the stations except probably they're gonna pre-cut, because that just takes a lot of time to cut. So they're gonna pre-cut, prior to getting here. But we're gonna do all the stations, where we did not do all the stations last year. We did not do the varnishing. And I think we did some branding, but not a lot. So we're gonna do all the stations with the press and everything this year. So they're excited to have us. They're actually doing a build tomorrow at Eaton. So they've been kind of getting a lot of press after we were their first build, obviously. And so they've been getting a lot of support ever since then. So it's exciting to see it grow. And if anybody wants to volunteer to help deliver, we can deliver our beds that we built.
Awesome. We could really use a lot of extra hands that day, though. I mean,
Yes.
Going from 10 beds to 20.
It
gonna
is.
be a
Yeah,
lot.
we need all hands on deck.
Yeah. So, and we are serving lunch at 11:30, so if you come early, we'll make sure lunch is ready for you, just in case you do have to go and you have appointments later on in the afternoon.
And if you're not here, you're gonna miss our big family picture that day. So be here.
That's right.
All right, thank you, guys.
Oh,
And-
Red Day
yes.
t-shirts are here.
Red Day t-shirts
If you
are
order
here.
them, they're in my office.
Perfect. Thank you, Ricky. And just a few updates. Tomorrow, we have our Market of the Moment industry update with Jose. Mark and I are just there to be there, but basically everyone's there to hear Jose if we know it. So that is tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Don't forget about our power ups. I just love these. Lauren Baker was on one yesterday and it was fantastic. Guys, these are awesome. Tune into in your car, Zoom only. We never go over a half hour and just short, sweet, value packed. We also have some CEs coming up. This one is Wednesday, May 1st, brought to you by Frontline Inspections, 2-hour CE, pests and environmental hazards. Gross. Sewers and drains, what realtors need to know. That's going to be Wednesday, May 15th, after the team meeting. Next team meeting is going to be great. We have ACAR coming in. Thank you, Amanda. So don't miss next team meeting, and we've got a great CE following. Next week, Thursday, the 25th, I don't know if I've ever been so excited for a panel. These are like powerhouses of all powerhouses. So Diane and Justin Westlow have been #1 in Brecksville and Independence. Our very own Amanda Pullman, top 10 in Cuyahoga County. And then Daniela Maragos, also top 10 in Cuyahoga County. And awesome that we have so much KW representation in that top 10. So we are going to be doing a panel at Carpe Rossi, which is next Thursday, April 25th. We are close to sold out. Space is limited. So scan the QR code. You do need to register for that. It's at no cost to you, but you do need to register. We also have coming up beginning of May, Moms in Real Estate. This is going to be a K1 network panel, a great afternoon down at American Title Solutions. From our market center, we actually have Mary Jo Kormashoff, who's going to be on a panel. And there will be, you can expect a couple different panels that day. So whether you're a fur mom or you're a grandma, or you're a mom in the thick of it, or you're a mom who's been through it. We have a couple different panels that we are going to have that day to relate to you, and we really look forward to that event. So scan the QR code for that as well. And we thank you all for being here. And I believe last slide, hope you're sticking around because we have Frontline Inspections. Sean Hathaway back there. We have a 2-hour CE on mold. Which we all want to hear about mold, don't we? But we definitely want to see you. So thank you, Sean, for being here. Stick around for that and grab yourself some lunch. Thanks all for being here. Yes, Brian.